Shalom Akim. All praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Karkadash. The lines to the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, I can do in the work and truth and sincerity. And I'm going to do a video on this Jezebel spirit, the mayor of, Dalton, Illinois. What is her name? Tiffany Henyard. And if y'all been following, like I watch a lot of different videos in a day. And I've been watching Pink Book Lessons. She has some real good videos, and she stays in her lane as a woman, And basically, I was watching her videos, and for a few months now, she's been reporting on this female mayor of Dalton, who called herself a super mayor and act like a city girl and all that other stuff. And everybody is pointing out all of the wicked shit that she's doing. And, I went through several of the videos that I seen on her. This is one of them. And I've seen this video by Pink Book, which the title of it says, City Girl Mayor uses officers to harass employees and fire her, change locks, and ban her from the building. But she's not the only one that she did this to. There's a lot of trustees in the office that she did this to, probably all of them. And then, she on her Facebook, it says, well, during this time, it said that she was the super mayor of Dalton. Then she ended up changing it to the most powerful woman in Southland of Chicago. And it's like, there's a reason why the Heavenly Father said that a woman is not supposed to have any power or authority. Because every time a woman actually gets power and authority, this is what they do. Especially the black woman. When the black woman gets a lot of power and authority, they don't go the I'm going to help my people route for the most part. Some of them do. The majority don't. They go the gangster route, the gangster Edomite route, like she did. She got in the mayor office, got a little power, and she went the gangster route, and basically just torturing the people, making their lives harder. There was a part in one of the videos where she was charging people $500 for a parking ticket. And there's another part in one of the videos where it shows how the streets in Dalton looks and the people being, and yes, Dalton is a predominantly black neighborhood, quote unquote. So basically it's Jake's. And they were showing the streets, how tore up the streets was and how people been complaining about it for years. But she spent over $500,000 to get her street, repaved and her sidewalk repaved and her mama's driveway repaved. But the rest of the streets is still looking trashy. And then she made it where the $500,000 that she spent doing this, she has the only signature on it. And I don't know how she did it, but she somehow ran around and made sure that the other trustees that's supposed to manage the bill spending, that they didn't have no say so, and they didn't have no say so and didn't have no signatures on it. I mean, it's crazy. But let me read some of these scriptures. This is 1 Timothy 2, and I'm gonna start at let me start at 9. In like so manner that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broidered hair or gold or pearls or costly array, but which becometh a woman professing godliness with good works. And of course, she don't look nothing like that. She got the golden blonde highlighted hair and shit. Even in this picture, the blonde hair, that's what she do. She painted it, gold with locks. Brown with locks in this one. But you see her enforcers, the officers, they all got the golden blonde hair and shit, But the woman is not supposed to be in power anyway. You know. Let me continue. Um, verse of 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with all sobriety. So, hey, the woman is not supposed to have any authority over the man. None. And you see, and this is another Edomite tactic, of course. Esau put the so-called black woman over the so-called black community. No matter what the so-called black man says. This is how Esau wants to run it. And that's why the black community is so terrible to this day, man. Because when it was ran by men, you can make some sense out of it. But now that this black community has become a matriarchy, and yes, Esau doing that on purpose, but really is the Heavenly Father showing you what happens when you don't listen, man. And these women have totally destroyed this black community, man. Totally destroyed it. And this is just basically one case study, because I want to show the things that she's doing is comparable to the Jezebel spirit. But first, let's read 1 Timothy 2 and 12. A matter of fact, not 1 Timothy, I just read that. Let's read Proverbs 9 and 17. Because this is basically the thoughts of women, you know. And this is Proverbs 9 and 17. Stolen waters is sweet, and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. Matter of fact, let me read 14. And this is talking about how basically a wicked woman luring the simple man into her house, but is applicable. This is Proverbs 9 and 14. For she sitteth at the door of her house on a seat in the high places of the city, to call passengers who go right on their ways. Who is simple, let him turn in hither. And as for him that wanteth understanding, she said to him, stolen waters are sweet, and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. But he knoweth not the dead are there, and that her guests are the depths of hell. Hey, this woman type, and this is most of the black women in America. Hey, the depths of hell, man. That's why all of them is basically 304s. Well, I can't say all of them. The vast majority of them is 304s, man. There's pretty much no woman that's worse on this planet than the modern American black woman as a majority. They're terrible. And they'll let you know, hey, they'll let you know to your face, and they ain't ashamed about it. Babies out of wedlock. You know, they have no more morals about themselves. They done took this feminist, modern hookup culture, hookup society. They done took it all in, and they ain't stopping. I mean, it's really that crazy. So, let me go to, because I'm going to read this whole chapter in 1 Kings, pretty much, and give a comparison to what that woman is doing. And this is 1 Kings chapter 21, and I'm going to start at 1 at the top. And it came to pass after these things that Naboth the Jezreelite had a vineyard which was in Jezreel, hard by the palace of Ahab king of Samaria. And Ahab spake unto Naboth, saying, give me thy vineyard, that I may have it for a garden of herbs, because it is near my house. And I will give thee for a better vineyard than it, or if it seem good to thee, I will give thee the worth of it in money. And Naboth said to Ahab, the Lord, I'm just going to read it verbatim. Matter of fact, no, I'm going to put the Heavenly Father's name in there. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai forbidded me that I should give the inheritance of my fathers unto thee. So this land was inherited by his fathers. So, he leaving that to his sons and his sons' sons and so on and so forth, which is not a bad thing, you know. And Ahab came into his house heavy and displeased because of the word of Naboth the Jezreelite, and had spoken unto him. For he had said, I will not give thee the inheritance of my fathers. And he laid him down upon his bed and turned away his face and would eat no bread. But Jezreel his wife came to him and said unto him, Why is thy spirit so sad that thou eatest no bread? And he said unto her, Because I spake unto Naboth the Jezreelite, and said unto him, Give me thy vineyard for money, or else, if it please thee, I will give thee another vineyard for it. And he answered, I will not give thee my vineyard. And Jezebel his wife said unto him, Dost thou now govern the kingdom of Israel? Because Ahab was the king of Israel. Arise and eat bread, and let thine heart be merry. I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite. And that right there should have told Ahab he was doing wrong. You're the king, man. And and your wife say something like that after you already spoke to the man, and the man said, No. You're supposed to be the ruler. But this again, a woman in a high seat of authority, man. So she wrote letters in Ahab's name and sealed them with the seal, and sent letters unto the elders and the nobles that were in the city dwelling with Naboth. And she wrote in the letters, saying, Proclaim a fast, and set Naboth on high among the people, and set 2 men, sons of Belial, before him, and bear witness against him, saying, Thou didst blaspheme the power and the king, blaspheme God and the king, and then carry him out, stone him that he may die. And the men of the city, even the elders and the nobles who were the inhabitants of the city, did as Jezebel had sent unto them, and as it was written in the letters which she had sent unto them. They proclaimed a fast, and set Naboth on high among the people. And there came in 2 men, children of Belial, and sat before him. And the men of Belial witnessed against him, even against Naboth, in the presence of the people, saying, Naboth did blaspheme God and the king. Then they carried him forth out of the city, and stoned him with stones that he died. Then they sent Jezebel, saying, Naboth is stoned and dead. So these are men that's basically following what this wench said, And it came to pass, when Jezebel heard that Naboth was stoned and was dead, and Jezebel said to Ahab, Arise, take possession of the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite, which he refused to give thee for money, for Naboth is not alive, but dead. And it came to pass, when Ahab heard Naboth was dead, that Ahab rose up to go down to the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite and take possession of it. So he was with it. Here it is, you supposed to be the king, and you with the murder of another Israelite. Just because you wanted a vineyard? And this is where it get good. And the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai came to Elijah the Tishbite, saying, Arise, go down to meet Ahab the king of Israel, which is in Samaria. Behold, he is in the vineyard of Naboth, whether he is gone down to possess it. And thou shalt speak to him, saying, Thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, hast thou killed and also taken possession? And thou shalt speak unto him, saying, Thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, in the place where the dogs lick the blood of Naboth shall dogs lick the blood, even thine. And Ahab said to Elijah, Hast thou found me, O mine enemy? And he answered, I have found thee, because thou hast sold thyself to work evil in the sight of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Behold, I will bring evil upon thee, and will take away thy posterity, and will cut off from Ahab him that pisseth against the wall, and him that shut up, and him that is shut up and left in Israel. And will make thine house like the house of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, and like the house of Baasha the son of Ahijah, for the provocation wherewith thou hast provoked me to anger, and made Israel to sin. And of Jezebel also spake Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, saying, The dogs shall eat Jezebel by the wall of Jezreel. Him that dieth of Ahab in the city, the dogs shall eat, and him that dieth in the field shall the fowls of the air eat. But there was none like unto Ahab, which did sell himself to work wickedness in the sight of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, whom Jezebel his wife stirred up. So all the evil that she did, because this is only one of the evil things that she did. She did a lot of evil shit. She was one of the reasons why a lot of the prophets were killed back in the ancient times. And he did very abominably in following idols according to all things, as did the Amorites, whom Yahweh Bashem Yahushai cast out before the children of Israel. And it came to pass, when Ahab heard those words, that he rent his clothes and put sackcloth upon his flesh, and fasted and lay in sackcloth and went softly. And the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai came to Elijah the Tishbite, saying, Seest thou how Ahab humbled himself before me? Because he humbled himself before me, I will not bring the evil in his days, but in his son's days will I bring the evil upon his house. So when you see the things this city girl, self-proclaimed most powerful woman in Southland Chicago is doing, it's the same thing Jezebel did. Only thing is, this one, she don't got no Ahab over her. So she just doing the most. You know, she got the officials threatening people. You know, that's why I'm putting up this picture where she got the police basically firing people that she don't like and locking them out of their offices. I mean, and she's just doing the worst in this city. You know, you're charging people $500 for a parking ticket. Crazy, man. Crazy. And now she self-proclaimed most powerful woman in Southland Chicago, like she's some type of gangster. Like, what the, man. And just like the Heavenly Father said unto Jezebel, hey, the dog's gonna eat your flesh. He said, just straight up, the dogs shall eat Jezebel by the wall of Jezreel, man. And guess what? Though he waited a little while to get Ahab's seed, he didn't do the same for her. This is the account what happened to her. 2 Kings chapter 9, verse 29. And in the 11th year, because this is the end of her, the 11th year of Jeroboam, the son of Ahab, began Ahaziah to reign over Judah. And when Jehu was come to Jezreel, Jezebel heard of it, and she painted her face and tied her head and looked out the window. And as Jehu entered the gate, she said, Had Zimri peace? Who slew his master? And he lifted up his face and looked out the window and said, Who is on my side? Who? And there looked out to him 2 or 3 eunuchs. And he said, throw her down. Jehu said, hey, throw her down. Told the eunuchs, hey, throw her down. So they threw her down, and some of her blood was sprinkled on the wall and on the houses, and he trod her underfoot. In other words, he came on his horses. He told them to throw her out the window, and they threw her out the window. And his horses basically trotted her underfoot. His horses ran her ass over. And when he was come in, he did eat and drink, and said, go see now this cursed woman, and bury her, for she is a king's daughter. But, or Slakia, and they went to bury her, but they found no more of her than the skull and the feet and the palms of her hands. Why? Because the dogs ate her. Wherefore they came again and told him, and he said, this is the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which he spake by his servant Elijah the Tishbite, saying, in the portion of Jezreel all shall dogs eat the flesh of Jezebel, and the carcass of Jezebel shall be as dung upon the face of the field in the portion of Jezreel, so that they shall not say, this is Jezebel. In other words, the dogs ate so much of her, the only thing that was left was her feet, her palms, and a skull of what she used to be. Everything else was gone. So, hey, the Lord had it in for her. And for the majority of you women in these positions that's doing these things, man, to Israel, to Yasher Allah, because I don't want you to get mixed up. I'm not talking about no fake Jews, no Jewish motherfuckers, man. I'm talking about the so-called black and Latino and Native communities, man. Y'all women that's doing this, hey, that Jezebel story is for you. And that's what your ending is going to be. You might not get ate by dogs, but it's going to be a terrible death for you. That's what's waiting for you. A straight up terrible death, man. And I'm going to end it right there, man. Hey, because that Jezebel spirit is on the majority of you Negro, Indian, Latino women. I mean, every day I watch videos where the women are putting down their men, and is most prevalent in the so-called black community. A lot of you women got that destruction waiting for you. A lot of you. I'm going to end it right there. Till the next time, all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, Akim, doing the work in truth sincerity. Till next time, Shalom.